I'm Lost, the podcast.
Welcome back to the I'm Lost podcast.
And in this episode, we're going to talk about tomatoes. No, we're going to talk about making music, work
Sorry,
life. Where are we going?
That was just a previous conversation we were having before the podcast started. And I got no clue where it's going. Anyway, you carry on.
Yeah, we're going to be discussing like music, making music career, life work balance, social media, and all sorts of struggles from me.
Other entrepreneurial struggles.
Such a nice word. I do like that word. I don't even think I can say it. Entrepreneurial. I can't say it. It's a nice word though.
If you try like commit to it, does it work, or do you have
entrepreneurial?
To think about it? There we go.
Did I say it? I feel like there's
close
something
enough,
missing in there. Like I'm not saying the R right or something.
Entrepreneurial. Anyway, we've gone off track already.
And I've spilt my drink everywhere, so this is really going well today. Right, so this podcast is all about our struggles, really, isn't it? So, would you like to take it from here with your struggles?
My struggles.
What struggles have you got? What struggles have you had?
Start. I think our struggles kind of. I think both of our struggles start at a very similar point.
When we were born?
I don't know.
The day we were born. From then on, it was just a struggle.
I'm only jumping back like a few years, to be honest. Okay. For when we both decided that it would be a smart idea individually that we would sign up to a uni degree in music. What a fabulous idea that was.
Do you know what? This is quite scary because we've both written a list and of subjects we're going to discuss in this podcast, and it's strange that that's the very subject in the middle of the pack of my things to talk about.
I didn't even write a list. I'm just kind of thinking back to what's gone on, and then we had this, we did this degree. Don't get me wrong, there's probably a lot of lessons we can learn from this. It would also be very funny to send this to our lecturer, but maybe we won't. We'll see.
We say that like we only had one lecturer or something.
No, we had
quite a lot, but most of them left halfway through.
It was tough times, okay?
It was.
Most of it was done online, which is partially why we struggled. So
yeah, thank you, COVID.
Great. Thanks.
I'll have a refund now.
Anyway.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, we can get deeper into that later. So we had the struggles there of finding our footing with a degree, and then we kind of evolved in I would say we both kind of went to kind of more musical and entrepreneurial ventures, which have their own struggles in themselves with learning different softwares to enable you to do certain things like producing music, Photoshop, not endorsed by them at all.
No, especially as I've just bought an equivalent.
Said that. It's a great piece of software. It's just very expensive.
It is. It's like £90 a month now. It's not worth it.
For the full package?
Yeah, that's for the cloud, so you get everything, but still £90 a month. And to be honest, most of us only use 2 bits of the software anyway, so £90 a month for 2 bits of software is stupid money.
Yeah, and I think that, that's that is one of the struggles for a lot of entrepreneurs. Is everything, all the different tools you need are on a subscription model, and it just costs so much. Yeah.
Well, you think I just bought a piece of software that's pretty much the same as Photoshop, and it's like £70 for a lifetime license. And I haven't used it yet. It might be rubbish, but a lot of people are saying good things about it, so we'll see what that's like.
Yeah, pay once and then own it is just so much easier. Yeah. So yeah, there's that as my struggles, and then the dreaded social media promoting everything, which I'm trying to get my head around, as we are being told countless multiple times by everyone on socials that you have to put as much work into that as the actual product, and you just go, am I just swimming in sand here, or like?
And the fact that social media is so immoral. That's the issue I have with social media. It's just,
it's look at me doing this and forget about 90% of the setup that I had to do. Yeah, it's like we've lost being genuine, and we need to be genuine.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what we're going to do.
The one thing I noticed with social media is, like I was talking to you about this a minute ago, but when it comes to social media, apparently these days you have to hit big numbers on social media before you can make it in the music industry, which is just bollocks, but whatever. So,
or any industry, to be honest.
Well, it's heading that way, isn't it? And so you need to be showing like really nice, crisp, clear pictures of your studio setup, all gleaming and nice and neat and tidy, to be able to make it. But at the same time, to be able to afford to set up a nice studio like that's photogenic for Instagram, you need to make it in the music industry to do that. So it's just a catch-22, isn't it?
One thing I will say is, if you are in any industry, to be honest, and you want to pursue that, just go ahead and do it. Don't worry that your environment or anything may look a bit unprofessional.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
You will progress over time. Yeah. You got to start. Yeah. If you don't start, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
So, useful piece of advice.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the same for music. I wrote some notes on our next podcast about like different ways of starting music. It is the same principle for all industries, really, but it's kind of, even though you think about it, you don't hear other people saying it, and you hear different things, and you think, I'll do it that way. So we need to touch on that at some point.
Yeah, totally. So I think I said a little bit about me. What about you?
Well, I obviously I had no education to speak of, so I ruined that. But yeah, like you said, decided it'd be a good idea to go to university and get a degree.
In music, that's the key.
Yeah, in music. Yeah,
music degrees are a bit iffy.
Yeah, if I decided to be a lawyer, perhaps it would have been a little bit better. But the whole promise of by the time you've got to the third year, we'll be setting you up so that you'll leave here with a massive career all mapped out for you, and what a big hype over nothing. So yeah, I don't get me wrong. The whole uni thing is a great experience. I met you there. That's good. It kind of, to me, it was the fact that I went to uni. I've got in debt to get a degree, but then I kind of halfway through I was feeling like that this is pointless. I'm not really getting the information that I want. I'm not learning what I want. It was just writing things, just being an academic, just to prove that we've learnt the thing that we haven't actually learnt. I found that quite frustrating, and it wasn't till I suppose after uni that you start thinking, hold on a minute, there was like sort of some stepping stones kind of thing here, and there are things that you look back and think, that was quite helpful. If I didn't know that piece of information, I wouldn't be able to learn this thing now. So you've not learnt anything, but because you've got that little piece of information, that little nugget, you're then able to go on and learn more things, and that's quite helpful. So I see university as kind of like play school, preschool sort of thing, playing in the sandbox. It's learning how to be a human.
Yeah, great. Cool. I mean, I would say that uni for us, we weren't specifically taught things within the lesson. It was mostly, you go out and go and learn it yourself. I don't know if that's how it usually is. I would hope that's not if they're teaching medical students.
Yeah.
But hey,
just go and smash that syringe in some bloke's arm and see what happens.
Yeah, that's maybe not advisable. No. But throughout it, there were like little nuggets of information, and I don't know about you, but do you look back on certain things and go, well, now I'm analytically looking at this and going, well, that doesn't look right?
Yeah.
You're now in the mindset of kind of thinking that.
And I do tend to find that you look at things from multiple angles rather than just your own opinion or your own educated thought,
Yeah, there's definitely a mindset there, isn't there? That's why they say when you do a PhD, there's only one route is education.
Yeah.
Because there's you've exhausted all the others. So scary, but hey.
Yeah. So I still couldn't tell you if I would. Oh, hiccups. I still couldn't tell you if I would. No, I think I can. I would recommend university to anyone, even if you've had terrible education through childhood or whatever. Then if there's something there that you want to do that you're really interested in, learn a bit about it. Obviously, if you're doing it anyway, you've learnt about it, so that's fine. And then go off to university and do it. It's a great experience. You'll meet people there that that are liking the same thing, and it will help you. But I would just go for the experience anyway, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it broadens your mind. Whether you get the content that you think you were going to learn is, well, it's certainly in a creative aspect, maybe not so predictable to get. But yeah, I would definitely say go for it if you can.
Yeah. Well, you're doing. You decided after uni you were like, no, I hate that. I'm never going back. And now you're doing a master's degree. So
yeah, I mean, exactly.
I'm pretty sure that was just so you don't have to get a day job, to be honest. But
when when we were at uni and going through it, we thought, this is just a big shambles. It's just that nothing's going the way it really should. And then maybe even a year afterwards, we were thinking, it was just a big kind of mess. The whole 3 years that we were there. But then as time goes on, you go, but we did do that. We have learnt that and everything. So that's all great. And then that takes me to, well, I'll do a degree because then, no, I've done a degree. I'm going to do a master's, which then makes me a master of something, which sounds cool. Which I've been thrown back into I'm in this moment, and it just, you see everything there and you go, this is just not working. I'm sure I'll look back and go, well, I don't know, I learnt this, I learnt that, but
yeah, suddenly all those things will come into play, and you're like,
yeah,
okay,
I'll come back. But yeah, masters is definitely more of a you've got to go out and learn it yourself. They're like, here's your heading, now everything else is up to you. It's like, great, cool.
Well, I suppose with the sort of arts degrees, music and I don't know, whatever the others are, actual painting, art and that sort of thing, I guess with all those sorts of art degrees, really, you're only going to do it if it's something you enjoy doing, therefore you are already doing it. So you need to just you need to just go out and do it and be doing it constantly. And even though you're at uni learning it, you still need to go and do it your way, how you've been doing it, and then try and bring some of the uni sort of academic stuff into it somehow, and perhaps you'll progress then. But obviously there's, from the music side of things, there are so many options out there to go and learn things, or like our site Digital Distortion, we've got stuff on there that's you've got actual tracks, you've got the templates and stuff, so you can download one of those templates and look at it and go, oh, that's a good idea, yeah, I'll try using that now, and then it'll become that little nugget that you've got from that one thing. It suddenly becomes your everyday go-to technique or something, so take as much information in and from everything as possible, but still keep doing it your way, I think.
Yeah, set up your own process and don't rely on just one source of information.
Yeah. And don't do it the academic way.
It does set your mind in a certain way, I will tell you.
It does, yeah. Why they did state, to be fair, and I think it's important to mention, but they did state at uni, like we all teach you the way it should be done on paper, academically, but then we'll teach you how to break the rules because that's how you do it. So, which makes sense, to be fair.
I must have missed that one.
I think that's in one of the historical ones.
Oh, right at the start.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
All the links that we are mentioning will be down in this description. I don't know why I'm pointing. You can't see that.
No.
But, yeah. To be honest, when you were talking earlier, I was nodding along. And you can't see me nodding.
No.
So hopefully we'll get to a stage where we can actually bring proper cameras in.
Yeah.
But,
that'd be interesting.
yeah, not at the moment. Anyways, what about your struggles? I mean, you started, but there's a big one that I'm thinking of.
Well, I mean, the other things I've got written down here. Obviously, I've spoken about social media, and that's quite an annoying thing for me, because I'm just going to brush over it really, because to me it's just all immoral and I hate it, and trying to find ways that's interactive and it keeps an audience but being honest and natural. Personally, I feel that's the way to go. It's going to be a lot harder work, but I've got to put up with that little struggle, and to make sure I do it my way, and so that I know I'm being honest with my consumer as such. And to be honest, I don't care who that's the wrong way to put it. I don't care who my consumer is. That's not right. I do care about everyone, but that's the whole point. I do care about everyone, so it needs to be honest for them, but I'm still just going to be me, and if you don't like it, well, that's your issue. Do you know what I mean? If the social media algorithms don't like it, that's not my issue. Someone will find me eventually and go, oh, this guy's, he's honest, I like that. And so that's me, social media. I don't really care about it now. I've gone off it.
There is a fine art that it keeps changing, and it's just if you're doing it constantly, I guess you can kind of get behind it, but for smaller people it is a little bit draining, I will say.
Yeah. Well, do you know what?
When I say smaller people, I mean smaller numbers.
Yeah. I mean, I look at, there's been people I've followed for years, and you see the trends of social media changing, and I see one of the videos pop up or something, and I just think I really want to watch it because I'm interested in that person, but because they're doing all the typical clickbait stuff, I'm just like, I'm not interested in watching you anymore because you're just doing all this clickbaity stuff. Just be yourself and I will watch you. Do you know what I mean? So I just don't even, I barely watch anything now. I've got a few little gems that I've come across of people that are just natural when they just put a video up or whatever, and they are genuinely being helpful, and they happen to have a good following. They don't do the clickbaity stuff, but the ones that do, I've lost interest in them now. Just me, maybe.
Fair enough. No, I mean, it depends how much dopamine you want.
Yeah.
And that's all it is, isn't it? If you constantly want to have something take your attention, then you're going to draw towards these things that are, well, kind of, but essentially engineered to just keep you there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Sod that, people.
Anyways,
I've got one thing left on my list, so I don't know. I thought you wrote a list, but apparently you didn't. So I don't know if you've got any more that you want to add.
Yeah, but I'll add them when.
All right. Well, I've got one left, so I'll let you crack on then.
No, it follows on from yours. By the way, this is just completely unscripted,
unplanned.
It's unplanned.
Two idiots.
We have got. Was that a podcast that we used to do?
Yeah, I think we were looking at a name like Two Idiots or something.
No, sorry, that was our group chat we used to have.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was. Yeah.
Actually, I think it was called 7 Idiots, but there was only 3 of us in the group chat.
Yeah, five idiots.
Idiots.
And there was only 3 of us. Anyways, I don't know if you want to talk about this, but you're kind of fed up of your working world now, aren't you?
Yeah, but I basically just don't want to go to work
struggle,
anymore.
Yeah, but it's not that you don't want to go to work. It's not that you don't want to work. You don't like the work that you're doing.
Yeah, I liked excuse me. I like working hard. I do like. I can't even stop myself working. Even if I've got a day off, I'm still like, I'm going to do this today, which is technically working. And I don't know how to relax. I don't know how to just sit and watch telly. I will watch telly for half an hour while I'm cooking and eating. That's it. I'm done. I want to do some work. So I do work hard. But I just don't like the day job. I don't like working for someone. It doesn't work for me. I can't do what I know works because it's got to be okayed by someone else. Do you know what I mean? So I hate.
Right. Yes.
I hate working for someone.
Well, that's why we like being creatives. We can do what we want and how we like it, which comes with its struggles because it means we're going to have to build up our entire kind of platform of work, basically, on our own. And yeah, that's probably the biggest struggle.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing that annoys me quite a bit is I always feel like everything. I'm always held back by one main thing, and that's money. And I know this is
money.
Like everyone says it. You know, everyone's always held back by money, and they are. And it is an arse. But you know, once you get in a day job, you are literally just paid enough to keep you going in that day job, and you work so many hours to get that little pittance of pay that you're so tired you can't do anything else after that. So you've even with the biggest amount of drive you've got to be better and do better and like have your own business or whatever, it takes it out of you, and you just. Well, you know, I've been in some really weird places and I'm just not happy, and you're just trying to work out a way of doing it all. But one day it'll all happen, maybe. But money's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to state that having more money doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, now I can buy nice things. It's more of a, if I had this much money, I could just go and completely move away from my job and do something else that's going to make me a little happier.
Yeah.
That's what we mean, rather than, oh, I'm now going to buy a brand new jacket.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you do need clothes and other things like that, but you also need kind of your core elements. You know, a roof over your head, food, and, well, if you can try and find happiness, then, you know, money... They say money doesn't buy happiness, but I think
it goes a long way to help.
It can to some degree.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then, to be fair, I mean, I've looked at so many different options, like alternative living arrangements or styles or whatever you want to call it, to try and progress in my career in the music industry and the marketing industry and all that sort of stuff. And I've got some great ideas and I've got some great things that I can do, but it's had to boil down to one now, hasn't it? And it's just move somewhere cheaper rent, living in someone's house or something, and, you know, real cheap rent, so that I can get a part-time job, so that I've got like 4 days a week where I can work on all this stuff. And that's, to me, that's the only way I can see out of the typical being at work all day and then trying to come home and not getting anywhere. So you've really got to think about a way out if you are stuck in that situation.
Money and time.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you feel like you need to move, which brings me on to something that I certainly found quite funny a couple of days ago when you first mentioned it. You're moving from one place to another, and you don't have a lot of stuff because you've moved around a bit over the last few years, so you've learned not to get too much, but you still have enough. So how exactly are you moving said items?
Well, most
by
of
any
which...
chance, is it by using pigeons or ants?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to use an army of ants. That'll definitely do it. I think that'll probably be quicker than chicken pigeon.
Chickens?
Definitely quicker than a chicken. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to bite the bullet on some things and just get rid of them, throw them away, and then pack a few bags and jump on a train. That's it. To be fair, you don't really need much. We all fall into the trap of, oh, this will help me do this and this will help me do that. You don't need any of it, to be honest. I mean, I look at my kitchen.
Sometimes you have to. No, sorry.
I look at my kitchen. I was like, I've got a mug, I've got a glass, I've got 2 bowls, one small one, one big one, and a saucepan. That's all you need.
That's luxury.
Yes, that's all you need. That is. One knife and fork. That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah, I was going to say, sometimes you just need to take a step back, strip everything back, and just go, right, this is what I need to just keep moving.
Yeah, and I think if you've...
Not like literally, but, you know.
I think if you only have what you need, you are then less distracted. And you've got more... You've suddenly got more of everything. You've got more time, you've got more money, and you know you've got more energy somehow because you don't have all this stuff that you have to sort out. You know, it's like, oh, I've got a nice big TV. Oh, now there's a problem with it. I'm gonna have to fix the problem. That's time. That's money, and then eventually that just goes wrong. And you have to buy another one, and then you've got. Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, there's no point. You've got a phone. Watch telly on that. Yeah, we all need a phone. Let's be honest. These days, you do need a phone.
Anti-technology.
Yeah, it's just, well, maybe, I don't know. But
I get it.
It does make sense.
The more stuff you have, the more stuff you have to deal with.
Yeah. And I just think especially for what I want out of life. I just want to chill or relax. I want to work hard, don't get me wrong, but I just want to be relaxed. So I think, it doesn't matter if you've got all this stuff. Get rid of it. So that's fine. I'm happy with that. And a couple of months' time, we'll be doing a podcast about me chilling somewhere, relaxed, and I'll be nice, and you'll hear that I'm relaxed and chilled and whatnot. Maybe.
Sometime in the future.
Sometime in the future. Anyway,
cool.
Shall we wrap it up there?
I think so. If you have any topics or questions that you'd like to ask us, you can drop them in the comments on the YouTube video, or send us a message on Instagram. I thought that was going to go smoother, but hey, that's cool.
It's good. Well, you got the information out. That's fine.
Yes, that's all. Yes, so those are the 2 platforms we are using. We are also obviously on other podcasting platforms.
Yes. And next episode, I believe we are going to be discussing the different ways of sort of starting your music career, and seeing what sort of ways you can go about doing things. There's so many different ways that you can do stuff online and whatnot. So we're going to have a chat about those, aren't we?
Yes, I'm sure it will relate to other endeavours as well.
Yeah, definitely. Right, see you in the next one.
Till next time, bye.